So first of all, I want to take a second and thank everybody for taking time out of their day to view this webinar. I hope you got a lot out of it. We've had some good feedback about it over the years, and have really realized that watching it once at times, because Howard does present so much technical information, sometimes watching it once you're not able to absorb everything. So we actually see numerous people take it over and over again just to kind of glean different pieces and parcels of what they're looking for. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jason Spangler. I'm the flooring division manager here at Wagner Meters. I'm responsible for not only the concrete side of the business, but I'm responsible for the small hand meters that we do for wood flooring and wood subfloors. Before we get off any further, we are going to be doing some Q&As. So if anybody does have any questions, please email them so that we can address them. If for some reason they come in after the fact when we're done, I'll definitely respond to them individually. Or if you think of a question that possibly you didn't think of while we were going through this process, please don't hesitate to contact me directly. Again, my name is Jason Spangler. It's 800-634-9961, and my direct extension is 235. So without any other hesitations, we'll go on about the questions. First one that we have deals with determining concrete thickness of slabs. So we have two different situations here. We have a slab on grade, and then we have a slab that's elevated. So if we're looking at a slab on grade, obviously what I tell people is, as you have it in your mind that you need to determine how thick a slab is, you'd be surprised how many times you go out on the job and there's going to be ways that you can see it. For instance, rehab work, you're going to have situations where they're retrenching the plumbing. You're going to have some exterior shots that sometimes you'll be able to see thicknesses. Elevated slabs, you'll be able to look at plumbing pipes that are going through the floor. They'll have voids around them that you can actually look and see the thickness of the concrete inside that pan decking. New construction, you're going to be able to look at construction documents. Some of the older construction, if they have facility maintenance or anything like that, a lot of times they'll keep the construction documents. Again, you just want to do as much due diligence as possible to try to determine how thick that slab is, because the better off you are there, the better you are at getting a really, really good understanding of what the moisture situation is in the slab. When all else fails, there's people out in the world right now, in the real world, that are actually drilling smaller diameter holes in a couple of strategic locations all the way through the slab. Now, not saying that you turn that into the slab into Swiss cheese by any stretch of the imagination, but it's something where you get a couple of opposing areas so that you have some information to compare. A lot of times when you drill through, they'll take a piece of pliable wire, they'll make a J hook out of it. Usually the J, or the opening on the J, is going to be just a little bit wider than what the diameter of the hole is. They're going to push it all the way down through, and as it goes down, it'll spring out on the bottom as it goes through the bottom, and pull it up until you have resistance. Take a Sharpie, mark it off, pull it out. When you pull it out, you'll see the Sharpie mark, you'll see the radius in the J, and between those two you can compare and see what the thickness of the concrete is. So that's for a slab on grade. Elevated slab, a lot of times you're going to find that people will be able to, again, drill a hole in strategic areas. You may have to drill a couple because you might end up in the high section of the slab or the pan decking. So you might have to do a couple to get some comparative information to make sure that you're getting a true understanding of what the shallow and or what the thickest portion of the slab is. Now, when you do a slab on grade, obviously you're looking at a straight 40% because it's only drying from one side. You're looking at a straight 40% of the overall thickness is what you're drilling to. So for a 4-inch slab, you're looking at 1.6 inches. For a 5-inch slab, you're looking at 2 inches, so forth and so on. When we look at pan decking tends to be a little bit more convoluted. The ASTM standard is not clear on exactly where to place the probe in that slab. On a vented pan deck, you're still going to go 40%, but the question always is it 40% of the shallowest portion of that pan decking or 40% of the deepest portion of that pan decking? And that's really what the debate is right now. So first of all, the ASTM committee that does the standards for in situ testing is looking at the situation to try to come up and to give more guidance. One of the things they're looking at, and some people out in the world are using right now, is an effective thickness calculation. So you're actually taking the shallow and a portion of the thickest portion, you're blending them together and then calculating 40% and drilling anywhere on the floor. The other side that people are doing is they're actually identifying where the deepest section is and then going 40% of that deepest section. And so the question becomes, how do I identify the deepest section? You can usually buy, there's actually a Bosch metal detector out there that's fairly inexpensive, 60 to 70 bucks. And it works a lot like a stud finder does for identifying wood studs in a wall. But you can take it, and the signal in it is strong enough that it will pick up or get into the concrete and pick up the hi-hats, but it's not so strong that it'll pick up the low hats. So you can take it, scan across, you'll pick up the high spot, scan across, pick up the high spot, and you can drill 40% of that, the overall thickness, right in between those two spots that you marked. So those are a couple ways that people are doing stuff out there. Okay, looks like I don't have any additional questions. So again, my name is Jason Spangler. Phone number is 800-634-9961, and it's extension 235. If you have any questions, any concerns, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Thanks, and have a great day.